Well, I've waited long enough. Time to give you an update on what's going on with the loader. So after watching all the comments on the last video, I decided to drop it off at the dealer on March 4th. And they took a look at it and they changed the hose connection for the loader. And then they found out that the loader bracket on the left side was not welded properly at the factory, and it was misaligned, or it was just off, so they had to replace that. But they didn't have the part in stock, so they decided to let me have the tractor back until the part showed up. Which was good too, because I couldn't stand not having a tractor. I'm real lucky that I live only 25 minutes away from the dealer, so I can drop it off and pick it up at any time. So that made a big difference. Anyways, I picked it up. They called me a week later. The part showed up for the mounting bracket for the loader. So I dropped it off the next day. It happened to be on a Friday, so I just left it and so they can work on it on Monday first thing. And they squeezed it in on Monday and then called me up and said it was done. I'm scratching my head again. So after they repaired that bracket, it still wasn't level, and they looked further into it, and it turns out one of the back tires was larger on the right side, so it would push down on the left corner of the bucket. And they checked the spec on the tire, and it turns out it's just out of spec for their, I guess it's like I don't know if it's 1/2 inch round or 1/2 inch tall, or anyways, the tire was out of spec. So they contacted Kubota, and then I didn't hear anything for a little bit. I made a phone call, and it turns out Kubota said it's the tire manufacturer's deal. So now the dealer's in contact with Titan. I guess that's the manufacturer of the R14 tires. And I'm waiting on that. But it's been, a good month and a half now since I've started this whole thing. And I was trying to wait until it was totally fixed. Yeah, so when I got it home, I checked it myself and checked the rear tires. And sure enough, one is smaller than the other. So I'm not sure if it's the bigger one that's out of spec or the smaller one that's out of spec, or if they're going to give me two tires that are going to be the same. I have to wait and see what they come up with. But that's where we're at right now. I'll show you what I did to double check that.
Here I put the level on the garage floor so you can see that it's level. And the rear tires are right there. Okay, the bucket touches on the left before it touches on the right. So you can see that it's lower on the left-hand side. And this is the view from the front. And this is a piece of wood that's just over a 1/2 inch thick. I'm going to put under the tire on the small tire side. Okay, now the bucket touches just right. This is as close to perfect as you're going to get. Here's a front view again. On the wood. Here I left the tractor on that wood still, and you can see it's 20.5 inches on one side, and it's just about 20.5 inches on the other side. Let me get a better view here. It's maybe 1/8 off, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Here I'm measuring from the top of the tire using the level and a tape measure. So that's the top of the tire on the left side, and this is the top of the tire on the right side. You can see the difference.
And me being me, I made sure I marked just under here with some white paint, a white little paint marker. But it turns out I didn't need to do that because this bracket has a little notch in it up right on the tower. You can't really see it with the loader on. I'm trying to see it, but the loader is actually blocking it. So I know that bracket's been changed. Plus I checked under there and yeah, you can tell it's been changed. Well, so far, I'd have to say the dealership is doing what they can and doing everything they can to get this resolved. If you have the same issues that I have and you want to deal with the dealership, just be patient with them because they're the ones that are going to go up to bat for you. And if you piss them off, you're probably not going to get as good a service. And the dealership I'm dealing with, they seem to be doing a pretty good job. They have a lot of other people to deal with too, so it's going to take some time. I understand that. And I'm just here waiting. Luckily, the whole time, I still got my tractor to use. And I'll just get updates until they figure out what they're going to do with the tire situation. And I can't wait because it sure is nice when I'm parked on that piece of wood. When the bucket touches level, it almost feels like I know what I'm doing. Instead of digging a big old groove on one side or trying to level something or grates, I'm itching again. So if the tractor's close to perfect, then I should be closer to perfect, right? I need all the help I can get. So we'll see you on the next one. Probably yelling at the camera again. We'll see you on the next one. And keep it on the sunny side, because summer's coming, and it's going to be really sunny. And for those of you that don't know what I mean when I say keep it on the sunny side, I mean just be happy, because summer's coming. Real quick. Maybe next week.